What if I told you that one of the most electrifying tennis players on the planet right now is fighting a battle that has absolutely nothing to do with a racket? Alex Eala, the pride of the Philippines, the girl who made an entire nation stop breathing mid-match, was soaring just weeks ago. She was untouchable. She was appointment television. But then, almost overnight, something shifted. Her live WTA ranking started sliding, and fans across the globe started asking the same desperate question. What on earth is going on? Is this a blip? Is this the beginning of something darker? Or is there a story hiding beneath the surface that nobody is talking about? Because here's what I can tell you right now, the real story is so much bigger than tennis. Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you are going to see this sport, this algorithm, and Alex Eala herself in a completely different light. Welcome back to Center Court Vision, the only place on the internet where we go deeper than the scoreboard. I'm your host, and today we are ripping open the curtain on Alex Eala's ranking dip, what's driving it, and exactly why the Miami Open is not just another tournament for her, it is her defining moment. Let's go. First, let's set the scene. The BNP Paribas Open at Indian Wells was nothing short of spectacular for Alex Eala. Her performances generated the kind of buzz that doesn't come around every season. Fans were losing their minds. Social media was on fire. Search interest for her name was spiking off the charts. But here's the question nobody stopped to ask in the middle of all that excitement. What happens after the wave crashes? Because in professional tennis, and in the content world that covers it, there is always a wave and there is always a shoreline. Post-Indian Wells, something predictable but painful happened. Audience interest naturally cooled as the tennis calendar shifted gears and fans began waiting for the next major event. That cooling period created a dip, not just in her ranking momentum, but in the entire conversation surrounding her. And for a channel like Center Court Vision, which depends on riding those waves of engagement, staying visible during the quiet stretches is one of the hardest challenges in this game. But here's the thing, that event cycle is only the beginning of the story. Are you ready for the part that actually changes everything? Because what comes next is the piece that most people completely overlook. Let me introduce you to something called the algorithm trap, and I promise you, once you understand it, you will never look at YouTube tennis content the same way again. You have probably noticed videos out there, maybe even clicked on a few, with thumbnails featuring names like Oprah Winfrey or Bill Gates plastered next to tennis highlights. Wild, right? Completely disconnected. But here's why those tactics exist, and more importantly, why they are burning channels to the ground in 2026. YouTube's algorithm has evolved into something extraordinarily sophisticated. It is not just counting clicks anymore. It is watching everything. How long did you stay on the video? Did you bail after 15 seconds? Did you report it as misleading? Every single one of those signals feeds into a score, and when that score drops below a certain threshold, something terrifying happens. Shadow banning. This is not a strike. This is not a warning. Your videos simply disappear. They stop being recommended. They vanish from homepages. They get buried so deep that even your most loyal subscribers struggle to find them. For a growing channel, shadow banning is not a setback, it is a slow death. And the cruel irony is that the tactics designed to attract viewers are the exact same tactics that trigger this punishment. So how do you grow without falling into that trap? Hold that thought, because we are getting there. Now let's talk about competition, because the tennis content world right now is what strategists call a red ocean, meaning it is absolutely saturated with blood in the water. Channels covering players like Alex Eala are multiplying fast, and many of them are using identical playbooks. Same title structures, same thumbnail formulas, same dramatic narrative arcs. And do you know what happens when every single video in your feed looks exactly the same? Your brain stops seeing them. It is called thumbnail blindness, and it is a real psychological phenomenon. Your audience's eyes glaze over, their finger hovers over the scroll, and your carefully crafted content gets treated as visual noise. When everyone looks the same, no one wins. The algorithm rewards differentiation. It rewards genuine engagement. It rewards content that makes people stop, lean forward, and feel something. So what does that mean for Center Court Vision? It means the path forward is not about doing what everyone else is doing, it is about doing something that only you can do. And that brings us to the strategy that could completely change the trajectory of this channel. Here it is, the hub and spoke content model. Let me break it down simply. Alex Eala is your hub. She is the heartbeat of this channel. She is the reason your Filipino fanbase showed up and stayed. She does not go anywhere. But here is the challenge. A channel that lives and dies on a single player is dangerously exposed. If she has a rough patch, your numbers suffer. If the algorithm buries one video, your whole month collapses. The spoke strategy changes that. It means strategically expanding your content to include other tennis players who share a natural, organic connection to Alex Eala's story. Players whose narratives will resonate with your existing audience without confusing the algorithm or alienating your core viewers. We're talking about an 80-20 split, 80% Alex Eala content, 20% carefully chosen bridge players. And I want to be crystal clear about something. This is not random diversification. This is precision targeting. So who are these bridge players, and why do they matter so much right now? Let's start with Coco Gauff. She and Alex Eala represent the same generation of tennis, young, fearless, hungry, and rewriting what the future of women's tennis looks like. A video exploring a potential decade-defining rivalry between Eala and Gauff? That is a video that writes itself, and it is a video that draws in audiences far beyond the Filipino fanbase. Then there is Leila Fernandez. Her Filipino-Canadian heritage creates an almost magnetic connection to Alex Eala's story. Content built around their shared journey of representation and national pride taps into something far deeper than sports. It taps into identity, and identity-driven content is some of the most powerful content on the internet. What about Laura Siegemund? She has faced Alex in significant tournament moments, making any deep dive into her career immediately relevant and timely for viewers already invested in following Eala's path. By weaving these players into your content ecosystem, you are not diluting your brand, you are enriching it. You are creating a web of interconnected stories that pull viewers deeper and keep them coming back for more. And here is the critical question you should be asking right now. Where does all of this come together? Where is the moment that changes everything? The Miami Open. This is it. This is the tournament that rewrites the narrative. The Hard Rock Stadium is one of the most prestigious stops on the WTA calendar, and Alex Eala stepping onto those courts is not just a sporting moment. It is a story with global stakes. Strong performances here will not just improve her ranking. They will trigger a wave of search interest, a flood of social media attention, and an algorithmic reset that could push center court vision content in front of millions of new eyes. But here is where smart content strategy separates winners from everyone else. The Miami Open is not just a backdrop, it is a storytelling goldmine. Think beyond the match recaps. What about the mental game? How does Alex Eala prepare psychologically for a tournament where the entire tennis world is watching and waiting to see if she bounces back? What is the human story behind the serves and volleys? What drives her when the pressure is suffocating? Those are the videos that build communities, not just audiences. Those are the videos that make people subscribe, share, comment, and keep coming back. And let's talk about something we have not fully addressed yet: algorithmic trust. This is the invisible currency of YouTube, and understanding it changes everything about how you approach content creation. Think of YouTube's algorithm as a financial institution, and your channel as a borrower. Channels that have spent years consistently delivering quality content have built up enormous algorithmic credit. When they stumble, the system gives them the benefit of the doubt. But for newer and growing channels, every signal is amplified. One low-retention video, one wave of misleading content reports, and the algorithm pulls back hard and fast. It is not about fairness. It is about the system protecting viewer experience by prioritizing channels it has learned to trust. Which means your fastest path to algorithmic trust is not tricks or hacks. It is consistent, high-quality content that keeps people watching, clicking, commenting, and coming back. Every video you publish is either adding to your credit score or subtracting from it. Here is one more weapon in your arsenal that cannot be ignored: YouTube Shorts. The channels in your space that seem untouchable right now are not just winning on long-form content. They have mastered the art of traffic recycling. Shorts bring in cold audiences, people who have never heard of your channel. Give them a quick, compelling taste of what you do, and funnel the most curious ones straight into your long-form library. It is an engine for continuous discovery, and without it, you are leaving an enormous pathway to growth completely closed. Integrating a consistent short strategy alongside your long-form content is not optional anymore. It is survival. So here is where we stand. Alex Eala's dip is real, but it is temporary. The Miami Open is the stage. The hub and spoke model is the map. Algorithmic trust is the goal. And the audience that loves her story. They are out there, waiting to be found. But none of this happens without you. If this breakdown gave you something to think about, if you felt even one moment of that spark, you know exactly what to do. Hit that like button right now. It is the single most powerful signal you can send to YouTube that this kind of content deserves to be seen. Subscribe to Center Court Vision and ring that notification bell, because our next deep dive into Alex Eala's Miami Open campaign is coming fast and you cannot afford to miss it. Drop your predictions in the comments. Where does Alex Eala finish in Miami? Which bridge player do you want us to cover next? Let's build this conversation together, because your engagement is not just support, it is the fuel that beats the algorithm. The comeback starts now. Alex Eala is ready. Center Court Vision is ready. The only question left is, are you?